two sides collide outside the convention center. Donald Trump supporters come face to face with protesters, ready to heckle each other over the issues that divide them.
Black lives matter! Black lives matter! Black lives matter! Black lives matter!
Each chant a bone of contention, fueling the dust-up, a spillover from the quarrel inside.
There started to be some jostling and some shoving. As we were being escorted out, other Trump supporters joined in and shoved us. One girl was picked up by a backpack and shoved out the door. And this is by a Trump supporter. We were just protesting peacefully.
Trump, 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 Trump.
Hours before the rally, hundreds of people of all ages
Trump for president
lined up outside the convention center to see the Republican frontrunner. Some of them in protest.
He's racist, sexist, liar, violent.
Others in steadfast admiration.
I love him. Yeah, because he's outspoken. He tells what it is.
I don't want a racist, misogynistic person running something that people have worked so hard to make so perfect.
America needs a new man in D.C., not some socialite or Hillary. Someone who won't fold or back down, a man who can play his cards when the chips are down. D-O-N-A-L-D, Trump's a man for you and me.
Stop supporting racism! Stop supporting racism!
We haven't heard anything from the mayor's office, unfortunately.
River City FOP President Dave Muchler says Mayor Greg Fisher hasn't responded to the FOP's concerns, outlined in this two-page letter sent to the mayor 1 week ago.
A staple of Mayor Fisher's administration is transparency, and we don't feel that we're getting that.
In the letter, Muchler said officers' confidence in LMPD's leadership was at an all-time low, pointing to a lack of manpower in the decision to disband flex platoons. He said LMPD needs more officers to effectively fight crime and slammed the department for pulling on-duty officers, including homicide detectives, off the streets to provide security and traffic control for hundreds of private events.
There are places where police response, sometimes, if it's not emergent, takes hours, and sometimes that is what it is, but sometimes maybe it shouldn't take that long.
Chief Steve Conrad responded to the letter in a statement, saying in part, as of today, all but 5 budgeted police officers' positions are filled. We are in the process of hiring more police recruits this fiscal year than ever before.
Do you know how long it's going to be before those officers are actually on the street? It's going to be a long time. And we're bleeding officers, not only to retirements. I mean, I have never seen this number of 3 to 5 year officers just leaving the department.
When Planned Parenthood initially submitted its application for a license late last year, they were not required to name the hospital that it was working with. But when Governor Bevin came into office, his administration wanted more information. Now Planned Parenthood's attorney says Governor Bevin is using that information to thwart the license application process.
I would describe it as a bunch of old white men trying to tell women what to do with their bodies.
Strong words from the lawyer representing Planned Parenthood in the clinic's ongoing dispute with Governor Matt Bevin. Thomas Clay is pointing his finger at the new administration, accusing them of pressuring University Hospital to back out of their transfer agreement with Planned Parenthood. Clay says the hospital abruptly pulled out of the contract on Tuesday, citing incredible outside pressure from a legislator and another unnamed source.
I think Governor Bevin certainly had a hand in it if he didn't do it directly. It was certainly done at his behest.
An attorney for the Bevin administration issued a written statement Wednesday saying Planned Parenthood is making baseless and irresponsible accusations to distract from the undeniable fact that they performed unlicensed abortions without the essential agreements in place to protect women's health. No one in this administration put any pressure on anyone.
There are only so many people who can make a threat to control funding and carry that threat out.
Clay says University Hospital felt they had no choice but to back out of the contract, saying they were afraid it would jeopardize funding for the hospital and the University of Louisville. A hospital spokesperson issued a statement confirming the hospital backed out of the contract. It reads in part, Kentucky One Health and University of Louisville Hospital deliver emergency medical care to all patients in need and from any source, including Planned Parenthood. A contract or transfer agreement is not necessary for us to receive patients. No patient will be turned away. Meanwhile, Planned Parenthood's attorney says it will channel whatever legal remedy they can to fight back. From University Hospital, I'm Kayla Moody, WHAS 11 News. Former Governor Steve Beshear came out with his arms swinging, accusing Governor Matt Bevin of being more concerned about politics than the welfare of Kentuckians.
Every time he throws a falsehood at me, I'm going to hit him between the eyes with the truth about him.
This is a convoluted mess, and it doesn't pass the political smell test.
In the boxing ring of Kentucky politics, there have been plenty of hard-fought battles, but perhaps none quite like this. In one corner, a retired governor. On the other side, his successor, throwing verbal punches, one blow at a time.
I will not take any questions about what I am about to present to you.
Are you going to take questions? Of course I am. Unlike somebody else I know.
Steve Beshear fighting back amid allegations of wrongdoing and possible illegal activity during his time as governor. A heated response to Governor Matt Bevin's claims that the Beshear administration forced state employees to make political contributions, awarded no bid contracts to friends, and mishandled compensation claims. Bevin announced an investigation into the allegations last Tuesday.
The pay-to-play method of conducting government was alive and well at the very highest levels of the past administration.
High ethical standards were a hallmark of my administration, and those few who violated those standards were quickly shown the door.
The ongoing feud gaining steam as Governor Bevin is in Europe, unable to defend himself. The younger Beshear awaits a court ruling deciding if Bevin acted outside his power, and a former high-ranking Beshear aide pleads guilty in a federal bribery investigation.
And I unfortunately stress the fact that this is only some of the questionable activities that our administration has uncovered since taking office 4 months ago.
If he wants a food fight, which he's had so far, then, I'm going to answer any unfounded allegations that he keeps throwing out there. Hopefully he'll quit, but I don't think so. It's just not his personality.
Governor Bevin is having the Secretary of the Finance Cabinet work with a private attorney or law firm to investigate those allegations against the Beshear administration. Both Steve and Andy Beshear have come forward and said that they believe it would be more appropriate to have the Executive Branch Ethics Commission investigate the claims rather than a cabinet that works directly for the governor. From Frankfort, I'm Kayla Moody, WHAS 11 News.